Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another little stream here. And on this stream, we're going to watch the Caitlyn Jenner interview that took place on the Ellen Show regarding gay marriage. It's only like a minute long in this clip that needs to be covered, so I'm going to watch it with the volume down low and hope that I don't get any kind of copyright strike for it. There are captions, though, so I'll full screen it, and you should be able to follow along with what's being said. And like I said, I'll watch it and give my thoughts on it. Now, I don't usually involve myself in so-called celebrity drama and controversy just because, I don't really place that much value in what these people have to say. I don't care about these individuals. I think society as a whole places way too much value in what celebrities say about topics that are, completely irrelevant to them. I guess you could argue it's kind of relevant that they're talking about gay marriage in this case, since Ellen is a lesbian and I believe married to a woman. But with that being said, we'll get into it here and see what Jenner had to say and why it's such an issue. There's a lot of backlash that I've noticed. All right, so here we go. I'm going to turn it down first, and I'm going to let the whole interview play, the 1 minute clip, because after that they get into a different topic. So, all right, enough time wasted. Let's get into this. Now, she just said that initially, I can't speak for some reason, she was not for gay marriage back when the topic first came up. I think it's great that she decided to be honest about her opinion on this. Let's listen to the rest of what she had to say. So, yeah, Jenner's older, comes from a different time, different generation. Obviously, raised in a time where all these things weren't as commonplace as they are today, as out in the open. So it's understandable that somebody from an older generation would have a harder time adjusting to this new way of life, for lack of a better way to put it. I don't ever want to stand in front of anybody's happiness. Now, how can you take issue with a statement like that? It's basically saying let people do what they want to do. Let people have the relationship that they want to have. Marriage is marriage and equality is equality. Very insightful. Okay, so that's basically the part that I wanted to cover as far as that. It's extremely ridiculous. You'll notice that Ellen just took that statement, I believe she took it out of context and took personal offense to it simply because she has a stake in the whole gay marriage situation. And she kind of tried to lead Jenner into saying, kind of into saying that she still isn't on board with the concept when she is saying that her opinions adapted and changed over time. I don't think that should be a problem. Um, we're seeing a lot of backlash I've seen on Tumblr. There's an article I want to look at first, and then we'll take a look at a Tumblr that had a problem with it, which is where I originally found out that this bullshit was even going on. So let's take a look at the article first. Ellen's kind of pissed Caitlyn Jenner is lukewarm on marriage equality because, everybody has to be excited about everything, even when might not even be relevant to them. But progress and all that. On one hand, we thought Caitlyn Jenner's admission that she had difficulty coming around to supporting marriage equality was refreshingly honest. I agree. That's actually a really good thing. I'm sick of people that are pretending, they were always behind these social issues just so they can be on the right side of things. On the other hand, we kind of have trouble with the fact that a trans woman has only begrudgingly accepted the right of same-sex couples to wed. I really don't think begrudgingly is the right word to be using here. I don't think that there was really any negative connotation to what was said in that interview, but I do believe that it looked like Ellen took personal offense to it and decided to try to lead her into admitting something that wasn't necessarily true. On Ellen today, Jenner admitted she's not for it for some time. I kind of like tradition, and it's always been a man and a woman, but tradition is seen as evil now and oppressive and all that, so we can't have that. But I never want to stand in front of anybody's happiness. That's not my job, she conceded. If that word marriage is really that important to you, I can go with it. So basically they're just quoting verbatim exactly what was said in the interview. DeGeneres told Howard Stern she was disappointed by Jenner's tepid response. She still has a judgment about gay marriage, DeGeneres said. You're wanting people to understand and accept you. It's like really confusing to people, and you still have a judgment about gay people and marriage. No. She said in the past that she was a traditionalist in the sense that she thought marriage was always a man and a woman. So hence when the topic came up 15, 20 years ago, as she put it, it was confusing to her. She initially didn't understand it, but as time went on, she realized that, people love each other. They want to get married just like everybody else, regardless of whether they are the same sex or not, and that's okay. And that's exactly what was said here. But no, we're at this point where unless you are in blind agreement with the narrative, you are seen as just this awful person, and it's a little bit ridiculous. And quite honestly, I never thought I would find myself defending this person. So it's a little weird. DeGeneres was equally open about her thoughts on Jenner's journey. I don't really know her, and I'm trying to understand it, because I don't fully understand it either, she told Stern, but I want her to be happy, which is what I want for her to want for me. And nowhere in that interview did she flat out say, Ellen, I don't want you to be happy. I don't want you to have rights. It seems to me that I did watch a clip that took place prior to that topic, and Jenner was talking about trying to, have the conversation about equal rights since her coming out and all that. And, that's, people are going to bitch and say, well, she is a privileged white woman and all that. And that's, considering she's rich, she has access to sources that other trans people probably don't. We know that, but as long as somebody is speaking up for, these people, giving them agency and kind of being an advocate for their rights, I think that's something that you would think that these people would appreciate. But unless we, speak to the narrative 100% of the time, we get attacked. And that's just the way it goes with these people. They're entirely too sensitive about these issues. There's no room for any dissent. So let's take a look at this Tumblr page I came across, which is how I found out about the post. And it's totally disingenuous, I think, the way they framed it. It's total clickbait. Caitlyn Jenner admits to not being totally down with gay marriage, and that's not exactly what happened. She said in the past that She didn't understand it, but as time went on, her feelings changed, feelings adapted. She grew as a person, unlike these motherfuckers that never admit to any kind of growth or change unless they're asking somebody else to change on their behalf. So let's see what this person has to say. You know, over here on the sidebar, you've got all the wonderful labels: queer, femme, trans, lesbian, witch, abuse survivor, complex PTSD babe. I don't even want to know what that is. Selfie connoisseur, monstrous woman / serpent queen. Where the fuck do all these labels come from? Man, I can't fucking stand Tumblr. It's like the biggest cesspool for not only the professionally offended, but the professionally oppressed. She's openly anti-sex work, hella classist, homophobic, and generally all about those conservative Republican values. That evil bitch. She's super out of touch with the trans community and has honestly no idea what's going on, but is nevertheless setting herself up to be some kind of representative. Oh, how dare this person, you know, speak on the behalf of people that may not have the same platform to have a voice. You know, it really pisses me off. These people want representation, and then they get it, and it's still not good for them. Out of touch with the trans community, no idea what's going on. So, yeah, tell us, Tumblrette, what's going on? Because obviously, you know, it should be you out there talking. It's like when she said on her show that she was the new normal, I gagged. Because the only thing normal about her is that she's a trans woman. Okay, so now we're framing that as normal, because I'm pretty sure that trans people make up a very small portion of the population, therefore, by definition, not making it the normal. But whatever. You know, and not calling something normal, if you say, well, that's not normal, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing or an insult. And I know a lot of people take it that way. But you know what? Screw being normal. I mean, normal can be boring. But then again, you've got this extreme, and this blog is a perfect example of the opposite side of the spectrum. I'm exhausted from having to defend a rich white Republican because society is using her as a proxy for all trans women. Well, you don't have to defend her just because, you know, this is right here why you don't side with people simply due to identity politics, because everyone's a fucking individual and everybody has different opinions on different topics, especially when there are so very, very many trans women who are also sex workers in poverty and lesbian / bi / pan / queer, and she's just shitting on us. Shitting on you how exactly? Because I'm not seeing it. And if you're a sex worker in poverty, try getting a job at McDonald's. I hear they're going to be paying $15 an hour soon. There's no excuse for her not educating herself. Yeah, just like you do on Tumblr 24 hours a day. She certainly has the time, the comfort, and the connections to put a lot of energy into doing that work. I had a lot to learn when I came out last year. We all did. But it's her choice to stay sheltered behind her class privilege while the rest of us are trying to survive on street level. Yes, because every day is, you know, truly a battle for you. This is just unbelievable, the way these people will sit back and judge and take small quotes out of context to fit narratives, to demonize people that you would think they would be standing behind, but because they say one little thing that's out of line, you know, with what's acceptable. But the thing that bothers me the most is it wasn't even anything bad. It was the tiniest comment, and they're framing it as she said that, you know, oh, I don't want gay people to get married, and they're forcing me to accept it. But I don't see it that way. I didn't see any malice in what was being said. I saw that somebody being honest about their position and, you know, the way that they grew as a person, and as time went on, they changed. And that's how things work. That's how opinions work. That's how people work. As you go through life and you have more life experience, you know, you meet more people, you experience new things, and your views adapt accordingly. So, in my view, you know, Jenner didn't say anything wrong, and I think they're blowing this out of proportion. And I think it's funny when you sit back and you see just how easily these people will eat each other alive over the slightest differences in opinion. And that's really all I wanted to talk about for now. Thank you guys, as always, for watching, and I'll be back with more content soon. I think I may at some point cover the rest of this this particular page, because it has a trans glossary on the side, and, well, we could all educate ourselves a little more, apparently. All right, take care.